Okay, it's a quick video on how to fill out our new checklist. For this particular one, our goal is only to, we'll cross at intersections without traffic signal. You notice it's a 2-page paper, and the other one would be we'll cross intersections with traffic signals. Depends on which one you're doing when you're out. If you're doing both, of course, you fill out both, but if you're only doing one or the other, you only need to fill out one or the other. Each objective is listed here, so that's what we're going to figure out the percentage for. Okay, so when you would take a student out into, we take them out, okay, what did you do to prepare them for the activity? In other words, was it classroom instruction? Most likely that's what it would be. A location of activity versus, where did you take the student? Materials needed, and I just have checklists for street. I know other people have different things that they bring along in order for the student to benefit them. If you have something that you do, you would write it there. Okay, so as you're taking, this is basically a summary of everything that you did while you were out. So for example, walks on the sidewalk. Okay, so when we saw that, okay, he had to do it with perform it, they needed prompting to be able to do it. So they get the check mark here, 65%. Okay, stop at corner, same thing. Locates crosswalk, student couldn't do that. Okay, so we had to show them that, so they get a 0%. Determines if intersection has a stop sign, 65%, and so on. For this particular one, two-way stop sign, okay, we didn't observe that, so we check it there. I just check these at random, so if it doesn't make sense on some of them, just ignore that. It doesn't matter. When you take your student out, it will make sense because of stuff that you're actually doing. Also, just real quick, the percentages, it's not a quiz. It's not a test. So don't be apprehensive on giving someone a 0%. Okay, if they can't do it yet, it's a 0%. They don't know how to do it. Okay, if they perform with prompting, we're at 65, and independent is 100. In a lot of the cases, our starting goal is 65%, that the student can do it with prompting. And when they get to that point, then we would raise their goal to 100% to be able to do it independently. Okay, by doing it this way, we're able to measure a student's progress and get an idea of what it is we need to be working on. If the student has something, walks on sidewalk is 100%, we know we don't have to work on that. If it's 65% or 0, then we know that's something that we need to stress when we take students out. So anyway, so during your time, you would fill this out, and notice there's 2 columns, 2 pages, 2 columns for this particular one. Okay, so when you're done, okay, what I do is you add up in each column how many you have. For the 100%, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we just put it here. We'll probably make modifications to this sheet to make it easier. These are rough drafts, and we are taking, if you have an idea of make stuff easier, let us know, because we'll definitely do it. Okay, same thing with 65%. When you count them all up, we had 9, and then 0%, when we count them all up, we had 4. Not observed, I had those up as well, and it equals 5. And the reason I count those is because when you add these all the way across, you should get 22 total. And if you don't get 22, then you know you made a mistake somewhere, and you can go back and fix it. Okay, so once you have those total, let me leave this here. Once you have those totals, okay, we're going to figure out what our percentage is. Okay, and if you look if you look up the top here, and you may want to do this differently, and we may come up with a worksheet for this as well. Our totals are, for 100%, we had 4, as we see down here. Okay, so it's 100 times 4, and it's 400. And then 65, we had 9. So 65 times 9 is 585, and of course 0 times 3, for 0 we had 4. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, so 0 times 4, of course, is 0. Okay, now you're going to take these 2 numbers that you have, and you're going to add them together, and we add them together, we get 985. Now we're going to divide by how many lines that we saw, that we observed. Okay, and that would be the 4 plus the 9 plus the 4, and that equals 17. Now remember, we don't count the 5 because we didn't observe anything there. Those lines were not observed. We didn't observe the 2-way stop sign, so we're not going to count it. Okay, so we have the 985 divided by how many lines we had, and we end up with 58%. Okay, and then we're going to write our 58% over on the side. I made a mistake, so I got to fix it. So our 58% will go right there. And again, remember, it's 58%. It's not a quiz. Okay, he's 58% towards his goal. Okay, I mean his goal, I guess not towards his goal, but he has 58%, but his goal, this particular student's goal is 65. So we're close to making that total goal. Okay, but remember, we're looking at each individual thing as we go. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We will try to make worksheets for this math work to make it a little bit easier as we go.